Hi, I'm Larry London, and today's Border Crossings features singer-songwriter Alex Clare. Born in London, Alex resides in Jerusalem with his family. In 2010, he signed a recording contract with Island Records, and 2 years later scored a top 10 hit with Too Close. The song was used on a TV advertisement for Explorer 9. His musical influences include the Beach Boys and Stevie Wonder. His newest album is titled Tale of Lions, which Alex says comes from a Hebrew proverb. Alex Clare says the new CD explores the frustrations that often arise in relationships. He was nominated for a Brit Award in 2013 and once dated Amy Winehouse. He'll be here to tell us his whole story and perform some music for us live coming up, as today's guest is Alex Clare here on Border Crossings. Hi, welcome to Border Crossings. My name is Larry London, and in our studios today, joining us from his worldwide tour, we welcome Alex Clare, who's promoting his brand new album, Tale of Lions. It's great to have you in D.C., Alex.
Thank you, Larry.
Now, tell me, first of all, Alex Myrtos? Where did that come up?
Well,
Alex Myrtos.
This guy and I were in a band once called Los Muertos in England, and it just happened that when you're playing acoustically in London on the scene, you kind of got branded by the band you were in. So I got branded that.
And then you decided you're going to your real name, Alex Clare.
Absolutely.
And you've been with that name ever since. And
and before.
And before, at birth.
At birth,
and
yeah.
maybe before that. So tell me about the new album. This is the I guess your third album, if I'm not mistaken.
Third album. Yeah.
Tale of Lions. Now,
Lions.
what's different about this album than the other two?
It was a lot more fun to make.
More fun?
Sure.
Why so?
Well, we self-produced it, Chris and I.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it's a lot more fun to make, a lot more heartfelt. I think there's a lot of growing up has been done since my first album and my second album. Like family and career and perspective, and it's a good album.
Now, how does having children influence your songwriting and your producing?
Well, you're tired all the time.
You're tired. You have two kids, right?
Yeah. So usually up late at night, so it makes it easier to write songs.
Have you written songs about the kids?
Sure. My second album, most of it was written about my daughter, actually.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I know that you're a very talented songwriter and performer as well, and you've been doing this for 8 years, I guess now, or a little bit more, perhaps?
A little bit more.
A little bit more than 8 years.
People have known about it for 8 years.
Now, how do you describe your music?
It's very diverse. It goes from everything from acoustic soul music to electronic, for want of a better word, EDM, really. It goes right across the board.
Who have been your influences?
It's so broad. Everyone from Donny Hathaway to the Beatles to the Prodigy to Radiohead. It's just it's so vast. Lots of influences.
It's interesting because the funk element of Donny Hathaway, the blues, the R&B sound, is that incorporated into the new album as well?
On the new album, not so much actually. It's not so funky.
Not so funky.
Not so funky. Soulful, but not so funky.
Now, what is the name? I guess there's a significant story, Tale of Lions. What is that?
Yeah, it's from an old Jewish proverb that says, it's better to be a tail to a lion than a head to a fox.
What's the saying in Hebrew? What would it be? No?
No, there's no point.
No, maybe.
It basically means that be a small part of something great as opposed to be the head of something terrible,
I like that.
I don't discriminate against foxes.
I like that. Well, Alex has the band in here. Can you introduce the guys in the band?
Sure. This is Jordan. This is Chris. And this is Chris.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Everybody's from London?
I'm from Canada, actually.
Canada.
I live in Brooklyn, New York.
London, Ontario.
No. Montreal, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Canada?
London, yeah. But
Okay.
we're both.
Oh, London. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you here in our studios and do something live for us.
Sure.
But is he not from London?
He
You're
lives in
looking-
London, but he's
No.
not from London.
We're two northerners, basically, yeah.
Ah, okay.
North England, but-
Well, we're happy to have you here today. And we're looking forward to hearing some new music from Alex Clare and the guys. Do you have a name for your band, by the way? Do you call them anything?
By their first names. Never nicknames or last names. It's too officious.
All right, Alex, let's hear some
Here we
music.
go.
got some money, honey, you lucky charm that came my way. Gonna work, gonna save it all up for you and me. Need to make a home, I gotta build a house and just be three. One heart soon became two. Now there's 3 hearts beating under my roof. One heart soon became 2. Now there's 3 hearts beating under my roof. When I saw your face with such grace, oh my kids look the same. Never had no one, now I got you and another one on the way. Yes, I'm traveling hard, chasing cars, go, you come so far. Soon we'll have a home with a fridge and a porch and a great big old backyard. One heart soon became 2. Now there's 3 hearts beating under my roof. One heart soon became 2. Now there's 3 hearts beating under my roof. One heart soon became 2. Now there's 3 hearts beating under my roof. One heart, yeah, soon became 2. Now there's 3 hearts beating under my roof. Under my roof. Under my roof. Under my roof. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow, sounding great, Alex Clare. Thank you very much. That
very
sounds
much. Like
great.
London.
I like that song. I like that very much.
Thank you.
That's it's got a blues sound to it.
Certainly.
Definitely. I really like the vibe there. Now, what is UK Garage? That's a sound that's been associated with your music as well. So what is UK Garage?
UK Garage is, we say it differently. Say UK Garage.
Garage?
Some people say garage, right? UK Garage was a garage is a type of I guess dance music in a weird kind of way. It was signified by having like a 2-step offbeat, and yeah, it's a music that really sort of grew in London and turned into a lot of other things. Had a strong influence on a lot of other types of electronic music in the UK, and it's often used as a reference point for, you know, UK grime or dubstep or you know, sort of the equivalents of the rap music that comes out of the UK.
And these days, you're now living in Israel.
I live in
moved to Jerusalem. Yeah. So how did you start in London and end up in Jerusalem?
The weather's much nicer in Jerusalem.
You went for the weather, really?
No, there's deeper reasons. There's deeper reasons. You know, I'm a Jewish person, and it's kind of, you know, that's our ancestral home, and I wanted my kids to speak Hebrew properly and understand it properly. I mean, that's our language, and yeah, other reasons.
So I'm Jewish too, but moving from one country to another, that's a major step.
It's not, you know, from the UK, it's not so far. It's only 4 hours away. So it wasn't such a big step, and I was going there all the time anyway. We were going there 3-4 times a year. So
Were you raised as an Orthodox Jew?
not Orthodox, no.
No?
No. Very secular, actually. Very secular.
But these days, you're studying...
Pretty religious.
Yes, you're observant. You don't work Fridays.
I don't work
evenings,
Friday
it's
nights.
sunset.
Friday nights and Saturdays.
You
I'm
keep
off.
kosher.
I
And,
keep kosher. I work Fridays, and I don't work Friday nights, and yeah.
and that even caused you to lose a record deal.
At one point, yeah. But it was hilarious because a few months later I was selling millions of records.
That's right.
So I was very happy. It was a good sacrifice to make. It all worked out in the end.
Alex Clare, you may recognize his voice from the song Too Close,
That's
which
right.
was
That's
a huge
probably the
hit in
most
2012, Brit-nominated song. And featured on I think it was an Explorer
That's right,
computer commercial. And that kind of propelled you into superstardom very quickly.
Yeah.
At that stage, and so kind of that puts pressure on you to try and equal that. Or
Nah, it
No?
doesn't. You know, it just it's a nice wave to ride while it's happening. It's awesome, but I feel that that was such a gift and such a, it really gave me the ability to play live and get out there, and yeah.
How has that changed you? Has it changed you at all? I mean, all of a sudden, the fame that comes with a mega hit like that.
I bought a house.
Yeah. So you're a homeowner. That's
I'm a
one
homeowner.
change.
That changed. But that's about it.
Because people
really.
come up to you that recognize you now and ask for autographs and things. The fan base gets bigger. The venues get
I
bigger.
usually just shout, "I'm too close to you, Alex Clare." And I'm gonna guess you are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I like that song.
Me too. I love that song.
You love that song for very good reason. Now, songwriting, has that always come easy for you?
You go through phases. There's sometimes we have to get a lot of the catharsis of songwriting. Sometimes it will be running stronger than others. I don't really think there's something called writer's block per se, but there's writer's motivation.
How do you get out of writer's block?
Let's keep writing. Go live.
When there's no ideas?
You'll get ideas. You just have to have a life experience.
Where are your best ideas from? Where do you feel that you get your most?
All over the place, You have to have a muse, but that muse can be anything from your wife, your husband, your car, your weather. Anything can be a muse. It can stimulate something creatively.
And the album came out a few months ago, I guess, and so you've been on tour for a while now.
Yeah, on and off.
As a musician, it's always nonstop touring. Nonstop touring.
Not nonstop. I probably do like. I think it's probably like 4 months out of the year.
Really?
Really traveling a lot. Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a lot. That's compared to what I keep hearing.
Yeah, not a lot.
So you limit the touring. So
we could do more. Do you want to do more touring?
Always.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to do more
all right,
touring.
now you're going to be on tour. Is this a world
I
tour?
never really felt that way.
See, we found something out today. Is this a world tour that you're on?
We've done a few countries in the last year or so, haven't we? I mean, Russia, Germany, France.
So it is a world tour.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. It's a world tour.
Are there places around the world you like playing more than others? Are your favorite places
I
you like?
really like Russia, actually.
Interesting.
They go crazy in like Moscow. Like the live shows in Moscow are always very good. Also, in Europe, in the sort of stronger working class cities, if you go to like Bremen or Dortmund or places like that in Germany, you'll always have a lot of a good energy. I love playing a London show as well. London show is always great. It's my hometown.
Yeah, back home.
Yeah.
How about Israel? Do you play there a lot?
Never, actually.
Never?
There's a really good live scene, but I try to. When I'm there, Things.
Is there a reason you chose this particular style of music instead of like being a cantor, which is closer to your own religious connection?
I don't have the right voice for that.
Oh, I think you have a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I know, but you have to be very operatic
Uh-huh.
to do cantorial stuff. No, I'm a blues and soul man. I think traditionally that's kind of how I learned to sing and what I love to sing. And yeah.
What's been the highlight for you so far? Was it being nominated for a Brit Award and hearing your song on the radio, or no?
That's not. The radio is very cool, actually.
Yeah.
But being nominated for awards is like it's not a real thing. Award ceremonies.
It's an affirmation, though. I mean, if the industry itself acknowledges you.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to awards. My wife liked it when we went to the award ceremony. She was always like, "This is so nice."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but yeah. Just being able to play live to people is a big honor and very enjoyable.
I read something about you that may or may not be true. May just be gossip.
Okay,
that you dated Amy Winehouse.
It's true. A long time ago. Like 11 years ago. More than 11 years ago. Like 12 years ago. But yeah.
Was she? I mean, really into music and crazy music at that time?
Yeah, sure. She was in the on the up, very much so.
Well, that's
amazing musician.
Very interesting.
Yeah. At the time, it was interesting. Yeah.
Well, we dug into your past there, so got a little dirt on Alex Clare.
That's okay, Larry London.
All right. Well, we're going to ask for another song, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
We'd like to hear some more music. What's this called?
We play?
Love Can Heal.
Love Can Heal.
Tell me about it.
Love Can Heal, Larry.
All right. Thank you.
Been there before, and you said the repetition's the same. 'Cause there ain't nothing new under the sun. But this time we felt a change. All the lost emotion, invested in places of foolish notions, coming apart when we fall together. See, I've been burned by love, deep as the ocean of tears, of my tears. So cool my scars, breaking not till twice as fast. And love can heal, love can heal, love can heal. Love can heal. Love can heal. Love can heal. Don't be cynical or take for granted the immaterial. If it works out right, it's worth the fight. I won't drown in the sadness. Cover your ears, child, when I scream through the madness. Now and forever, we fall apart when we come to see. I've been burned by love, deep as the ocean of tears, of my tears. So cool my scars, breaking up till twice as fast. As love can heal, love can heal, love can heal, love can heal, love can heal. Love can heal. Love can heal. Love can heal.
Sounding great. Alex Clare, live here on Border Crossings. Multi-platinum musician, award winner.
Crazy.
You've done it all, seen it all.
I've seen a lot.
You've seen a lot. Now, you like creative freedom, I see. You like to have creative control over what you're doing and your music and such.
Sometimes.
So the label that you're with now, is it a major label right now? Are you still with a major?
No, it's an indie.
So now you find you have more control over this album?
Definitely.
This is more
Yeah.
of you than, let's say, the previous albums?
Yeah. My second album also, I think, was I had a lot of freedom to do what I want, but which was under a major label. But the last album, yeah, certainly is, yeah.
Well, when you found out that you're going to have complete control over your album, what was the first change you said, I have to affect? I want this to be different than the last experience.
You just don't, when someone A&Rs a record, they generally want it to be selling. They have a very particular product in mind. They want it to keep it relevant to a certain trend on the radio, which is very limiting, because if you listen to the radio, or commercial radio stations, you'll tend to hear that everything kind of sounds the same.
You don't like what you're hearing these days?
Some of it I think is really interesting. Some of it's very interesting, but a lot of it is just, it's kind of, next.
And it's hard to get played on the radio these days.
Yeah.
It is very hard. So do you remember the first time you heard your music on the radio?
Yeah.
What was that like? Where were you?
Awesome. was actually the first place I heard it publicly was actually in a movie theater, and I heard it as in a commercial, the Explorer commercial.
Mm-hmm. On the big screen, there you were.
It was unbelievable THX surround sound, full volume. I was like, okay, cool.
Wow. And you went, that's me. That's me.
And then actually, when it was started to blow up, I was totally unaware because I was living in Israel at the time when Too Close really blew up. And it was only when I sort of came to America and I'd be driving around in LA or around New York, I'd be there for like promo. I'd turn on the radio and every station you'd flick around and hear the song. It's very cool.
Do the kids know what Dad does? Are they too young? Are they old enough to get it?
Yeah, they know. They're aware.
How old are they?
4 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so my son, who's the younger one, he probably doesn't have much of an idea. But my daughter knows.
That you bring them on the road ever with you?
No way.
No.
No way. I tried bringing my wife on the road once, and for the sake of our, marriage, I decided it's better to. Well, we mutually decided it's better to stay home. It's tricky. I think for kids need stability, and they have to be in school and have a structure that's day to day to build them into a comfortable routine. I think that's very healthy, and a musician's lifestyle isn't really conducive to that.
If you
5 a.m. lobby calls and.
If you see that they are leaning towards music, are you going to encourage them or discourage them?
I'd encourage them, but I think if they have the wherewithal and capability, I think music is a great thing to have a passion for. And if they wanted to do it, sure. But I'd like to encourage them whatever they like to do, I think, yeah. Is
there something else you would have done if not for music? Is there something else you planned on originally?
I went to chef school.
Really?
As a kid, yeah. As a teenager, I went to chef school to study catering. And I did a bit of landscape gardening.
Wow.
In my time. But you find most musicians are chefs or gardeners. So it's all right.
And you don't want to captain a boat, because I read where you...
I had a boat.
You really love boats.
Yeah, I love boats. I lived on a boat for a while. We actually made the last album on a boat.
Whoa.
He lived on a boat.
That's cool. Except when it's rough weather, then it's not so cool. Unless you get used to it.
They're pretty relaxing.
Yeah, canals and rivers aren't so...
Oh, yeah, you don't get that.
They manage them and dam them very well.
Well, we're talking with Alex Clare, who's on tour for his brand new album, Tale of Lions, and the sound is great. Where do you get your ideas for your song? I asked you earlier inspirations, but when you're at home and you're sitting down to write, I mean, is it what you observe or what you live?
Usually. Sometimes you'll just have something come into your head, like a phrase or a melody. And then you just build on it. You build an idea, develop it.
Did you start off as a singer, or did you start off as a songwriter?
I was a drummer.
A drummer?
I was a drummer first, yeah. And then I was doing backing vocals for the band I was in. And my voice is always louder than everybody else. Not better, but definitely louder. And, kind of became a singer after that.
Have you been professionally trained, your singing?
I've had coaching. I used to, when I first went on tour, I lost my voice because I was just abusing my voice. You really sing very, very hard and without any technique. So I went to... classes to learn how to breathe, really, more than anything else.
What's it like for you when you're singing in a country that doesn't speak English, but they know the songs?
It's fine. It's all right. It happens a lot, actually. We've had a lot of countries where English is not the first language, and it's all right.
That must make you feel really good. They know your songs.
Yeah, we had a ship full of Hungarians singing one of my songs back at me, and it was very interesting. Yeah.
Well, it's exciting times, to have the third album out and to be as talented and well-known and respected as you are in the business. This is a great time for you. You're a young guy, so this is the future. Yeah. Future's bright.
That's the Future's Bright dance for those who are listening on radio.
That's right. You can't.
There was definitely a little dance I just did. I'm doing it again now. There you go.
You got to close your eyes and imagine.
Yeah.
Alex Clare is here, and so if you wouldn't mind doing another song, we would.
I would love to do another song.
What would you do if you could choose? Would you choose Too Close?
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't choose that one?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd probably choose Caroline. It's Caroline. There we go. Caroline.
Can you tell us about this song?
Caroline actually wrote when I was 18 years old. I was 20. And we're actually putting it out again. I wrote it about a person I knew. When you're a kid and you have like that first person in your life who's significant. And it was definitely a very heartfelt love song for a young man.
Does she know that this song was for her, wherever she is? Don't know.
Ah,
you wrote a song and you didn't tell her?
I never played it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, And her name isn't necessarily Caroline.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Caroline is just very easy to sing.
All right, here's Alex Clare.
Awesome.
Leave the back door open for me, and I'll put your keys in under the door on time. Seems we've been waiting the longest time. My delay surely would be a crime. You know that you can do anything. I know that you can do anything. You said that we should try many things. Let's make an hour so we can do everything. I can find a way to make you love me more than you do, Caroline. I don't want to waste my time unless I'm loving you, my dear Caroline, Caroline. Caroline, we had each other for too short a while. You calm my soul in your tender smile. I could swim in your eyes so deep. Rest my lips up on those so sweet. You know just how I feel for you. I know that my love is true. I'm the tide of this feeling blue. Just let me do what I want to do. See, I can find a way to make you love me more than you do, Caroline. No, I don't want to waste my time unless I'm loving you, my dear Caroline, Caroline, Caroline. I've tried all I can. There ain't no getting through. Hope you get all you deserve and some happiness too. I'm sure there's a better man somewhere waiting for you. But if he doesn't come along, you know I'll be waiting here for you. Caroline, I don't want to waste my time unless I'm loving you, my dear Caroline. I can find a way to make you love me more than you do, Caroline. No, I don't want to waste my time unless I'm loving you, my dear Caroline, Caroline,
Yeah. Woo! Alex Clare, give it up. They're clapping around the world right now. They're cheering for Alex Clare. Tale of Lions is the album, so I'm sure you've written a few songs for your wife, right?
Oh, yeah, loads.
You can't just have Caroline. You got to have.
I've written most of my songs. I've written about my wife.
There you go. Good for you. Good choice.
Actually, when I met my wife, I wrote a song called "Won't Let You Down," and it made my first album. And I sent it to her. after meeting her once.
And she gave you the thumbs up.
Yeah, I think it worked.
It worked.
She married me.
She married you. She took it. So what's next? What's the 2018?
So we're putting out an
Alex
acoustic
Clare?
album called 3 Days at Green Mount. We recorded a live acoustic record. Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting.
When's that coming out?
In the next few months, actually.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we haven't got an exact date yet, but it's ready to go. We just have to, put it out there into the world and see what happens.
So if people want to get the album, they want to keep in touch with you, website? I know Amazon.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Where are you? What's the address? Where can people find
you? If you write Alexander Clare.
Alexander Clare.
Yeah,
okay.
Alexander Clare on any of those apps except Facebook, which is just Alex Clare.
All right. And people can reach out to you. Do you respond yourself?
Sometimes, yeah. I try to.
People do that?
Actually, I don't usually travel with a smartphone, so it's tricky. But I try to. When I see the messages, I'll get back to people and send stuff out.
Well, you have a great sound. I really
Thanks,
like
man.
the sound. I like your voice. I have for a number of years. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person and have you in our studios. And Tale of Lions is out, so people get a copy. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure. Alex Clare, Tale of Lions. This is Border Crossings, and I'm Larry London.